What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today is one of the more important book selling videos, as I'm going to go over ScoutIQ triggers. I'm going to show you guys my triggers, what works best for me. You know, everybody has their own different sets of how much they want to make off certain books and everything, but today I'm going to show you exactly how I got my ScoutIQ triggers set up and explain a little bit of the app and how it works. I am affiliated with them. You'll see the link below in the description. They do have a 2-week free trial, so if you're just starting, you can try it for free. And if you like it, you know, like I said in my other video, you always can either cancel after 2 weeks or stick with it. But let's get right into it. I'm going to pop up on the screen my phone here and start showing you guys what I got going on in ScoutIQ. Alright guys, you're going to see this is the main home screen on my Android phone. I have a Samsung, so I'm pretty sure it's the same whether you're on Samsung or Apple. So we're going to go right into our triggers first here. You see you got the default triggers, the UK default triggers. Then we have the ones that I created, books, and then I also have a merchant fulfilled books one that I really don't use that much. I only use it like if I get a big bulk buy or a bunch of free books from somebody. So we're going to click on ours, books. We're going to edit the triggers. This is going to take us in to show exactly what we got going on. All your trigger sets again. You see their default as 25 cents per pound. My books has 30 cents. I figure an extra 5 cents, and medium mail just went up. So if I was you, I'd probably do 30 or 35 cents per pound, because that's going to factor in like your shipping costs for books when you find them if they're profitable. So we're going to edit that trigger set. All right, so you got your description. You can put in whatever you want. You know, you want to put in Bob's books, your books, I'm the books, I'm the best of books, I'm the worst of books. You can put whatever you want. Make sure you got FBA clicked off. Buy cost, I leave 0. I would recommend leaving it 0, because most places you go to are at least usually going to have 2 different prices for the softback and the hardback. So you can just do the basic math in your head, minus $1, minus $2 as you go. And like I said, the cost per pound is 30 cents for me. So my first trigger, you'll see here, these are the fast movers. So you got your minimum E-score and max E-score. E-score is how many days out of the last 180 a book has sold. So if something has a E-score, you'll see on ScoutIQ, the highest you'll see on the paper is 151 plus, because that's the most it can, I guess, the app can read. So if you see 151 plus, that book is selling every day. Every day for the past 6 months, that book has had a sale. So my first trigger, the E-scores are high, and my ranks, the ranks are what you would expect. You know, the highest selling book is going to be ranked 1 on Amazon. The lowest selling book, and there's probably over 50 million books on Amazon listed. So my first trigger set only goes from 1 to 500,000. You'll see here, FBA slot is 1. I'm comparing with the lowest FBA slot always, because I want to be able to list it at the lowest price and sell it right away. I'm not in the game of holding books or storing books at Amazon and playing the long game to pinch out a few extra pennies. I want to send it in and get it sold right away. And I've been this way since I started, and more recently since they changed the restock limits for a lot of book sellers. Everybody's been trying to move their books quicker. So I would always say go with FBA slot 1, so you know what you see when you scan it. If it's profitable, that's you listing it at the lowest price, so you're going to get that sale. Buy box compare. Yes, you're always going to compare the buy box. That's how you're going to get 95% of your sales on Amazon selling books, is through the buy box. I do 10% off Amazon, so if it's just me and Amazon on the listing, I'll undercut them by 10% and it'll automatically be listed at that. My target profit for these fast moving books is $4. Say that with a grain of salt, because $4, if a book is $2 or $3 and it's showing green as I'm going to make $4, I'm probably going to leave it behind. But if it's a fast mover, say for example the E-score is maxed out at 151 plus, and it's a $2 book and the profit is $4.50, I'm going to take that, because I know the first day it gets checked into Amazon, it's going to sell. So I'm going to make $2.50 instantly just by labeling and sending it to Amazon. So it's one of those things, as you scan more books and get used to, you know, selling and everything, you'll be able to make a quicker judgment on whether you're going to take a book at $4 or not. So let's go down to my second trigger set here. These are ranks 500,001 to 1 million. So these sell, you know, my max e-score here is 45, so they sell pretty often, you know, not every day, but they're selling. It's definitely books that are going to sell for you. I have the same profit. It's basically the same. I could almost combine Trigger 1 and Trigger 2. $4 profit, 10%. Compare the buy box. Yes, you'll definitely want to keep that the same. And some of these books, you'll see your higher triggers are most likely be lower profits unless they're textbooks, because these books are selling all the time. So that means these books are new and there's lots of them out there. So the profits on the higher ranked books, most of the time, not always, are going to be lower profits because they're ranked higher. So as you go down here, your second trigger set, you see up to 1 million. We're still taking anything over $4. Trigger 3, difference here, we're at 1 million to 1.5 million. Max e-score is 24, so it's, you know, it's sold 24 times in the last 180 days. We're always staying FBA slot 1, because if it's not selling often, we want to make sure that when it sells, we're the lowest price, so we have the buy box and we get the sale, not somebody else, especially since they're not selling that often. Here we're looking at $5 profit. Here is where you're going to find more of your, I would say, higher profitable books. They just might sit a little longer, but that's why we have the FBA slot 1, and that's why if you're using a repricer or down the road you get into repricing, these ones you always want to make sure you're the lowest price at, because they don't sell often, and when it does, we want your book, my book, to sell, so we don't have to keep it in inventory for another month or two for it to sell. Trigger 4, this is where we get funky. Max e-score is only 12, so these aren't selling nowhere near as much as the other ones. So you're going to hang on to these for a while, probably. Well, not hang on to them, Amazon will, which is fine. Don't be scared to take higher ranked books, because I see a lot of people, oh, the rank's over 1 million. Okay, you're paying $1. There's a chance you could sell it and make 20 bucks. Let's do it. All you're doing is labeling it and shipping it to Amazon, you know? Now, it's a different story if you have, you know, if you're at your inventory limit, what most smaller single operation booksellers aren't, then you might not want to take a higher ranked book because you're maxed out on your inventory. But starting out, don't be scared of the higher ranked books. 1.5 to 3 million rank, FBA slot 1, same thing, 10% off Amazon. We do go off the U slot 5 here, so that's the 5th highest offer on Merchant Fulfilled. And our profit, we're looking for 10 bucks on these, because we're going to hold them longer, so we want the risk to be worth the reward. So if we spend $1 and we'll say we get 3 books at over 10 bucks profit, as long as we sell one of those 3 books, even if the rank's, you know, 2 million and you sell one of them, you're going to triple your money right there. So don't be scared of the higher ranked books. As long as you guys are in this e-score, as long as you see they're selling between 6 and 12 times in the past 180 days, and make sure you're priced the lowest. You don't want to play the long game with these higher ranked books. Now, the lower ranked books that are going to sell instantly, sure, you can list it, you know, maybe $1 more than what the lowest offer is if it's selling every day, and you probably will eventually sell it. But with the higher ranked books, always make sure that you're the lowest priced, because they don't sell that often. And yeah, you have up to a year before you get long-term storage fees, but you want to be selling books. You want to be replenishing your income, making money, and feeling good about it. You don't want to have a bunch of books that are just sitting there, because you're going to be demoralized. Yeah, you send in all these books and they're not selling. So here, at least $10. It's worth our time to get it, ship it, pack it, and send it out. Our last trigger set here, e-score is 1 to 5. So only 5 days in the last 180 days has this book sold. It's risky because it only sold 5 out of 180 days. That percentage is not good at all. But we're looking for at least 20 bucks profit. So that gives us a lot more reward for the risk. And when it comes to buying used books, even if you get them for free and you have some of these higher ranked books, there's no harm in sending them in. The storage fees aren't that high, and you can, if it doesn't sell in the year, you can always get it sent back to you and you can get rid of it, or you can have Amazon dispose of it. So this one, we're looking for at least $20 profit. I would say don't go any lower than that, because you're playing with fire. Honestly, anything over 6 million, or as you go, if you see a book, sometimes ScoutIQ will pull up a book and it'll say, profits $300, the e-score is 0. And there's one merchant listing on the ScoutIQ page when you're looking at it. It's not gonna sell. It's just some bozo has it listed Merchant Fulfilled for $900. It's never sold. It's not going to sell. Leave it behind. My rule is, if there's a 0 e-score, if it hasn't sold in 180 days, which is roughly what, 6 months, I'm not touching it. I don't care if the prophet says you're going to own Amazon if you sell this book in 180 days and the e-score is 0. I'm leaving it behind. I know it's tempting because you get some of these weird books, and you'll see as you're scanning, you know, some of these children books or these real odd books will come up with these astronomical profitability numbers when you scan it. It's not true. And as you learn to read ScoutIQ and understand how Amazon works and what you're looking at, you'll understand if it's 0 e-score, we're not touching it. It's not worth our time. Even if it says it's worth $1 million, it's not going to sell. So those are my 5 triggers. That's all I have. They do differ a lot from the default triggers. The ScoutIQ default triggers, they're good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I just prefer to make my own. I feel like books by me are $1 and $2. So if I'm targeting $4, I'm at least doubling my money on all my books, and that's my goal. I mean, it's not hard work sending in a book, but if I'm going to spend $2, it'd be nice to make $2. So it's different everywhere, you know. Maybe your books are cheaper where you live. Maybe you can get them for $1, or even if you're getting them for free, if you're just doing free book pickups and you're not doing like thrift stores, you can lower that, you know. If you get something that's worth $2, you can send it in. So it's different for everybody. I just wanted to show you guys my trigger set and why it works for me and explain a little bit of ScoutIQ. So let's take a quick peek at their default trigger set just so you guys can see what they have versus what I have. So we'll go into default triggers for them. They got 25 cents per pound. You'll see they have a lot more triggers than I do. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 triggers. We only had 5. So what you can do is you can go in, you can mess with their triggers. You'll see their target profits are only $2, and they're going off FBA slot 4, which is like the 4th lowest price book, which makes sense because, like I said, this book is going to sell all the time because it's at max e-score. So it's up to you. You can mess around with their triggers. You can try out their triggers, make your own triggers, keep their triggers and edit them a little bit. It's whatever works for you, you know. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope if you have any troubles with your triggers or you're curious, just reach out to me or any of the guys at ScoutIQ. They'll help you. They're very helpful with everything. And make sure you subscribe because we have been getting a lot of subs lately, and I appreciate it. Every single one of you guys and girls subscribing out there. And if you have any questions about ScoutIQ, just shoot me a message, hit me up on Twitter, or even right here in the YouTube comments. And this month is August, so I'm going to make sure I'm uploading at least 3 videos every week. Previously it was 2, so we're going to start doing 3 every week, all related to selling used books. So make sure you turn on your notifications. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.